We should have.
I'm getting like.
All right. Stream is coming up. All right, we are live. All right. Okay. Jose.
Yeah.
Mic check.
1 2 1 2.
Matt.
1 2.
Kyle.
Yoo-hoo.
Okay. Yoo-hoo. Big summer to blow out.
Ooh, half off.
You have kids?
Nope.
Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, you ready? Chuckleheads ready?
Ready as always.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, it is Monday night, 6:30. We are live on YouTube, and joining us on the big screen tonight is Kyle Grosel from Scout Campers. How are you doing, man?
Pretty good. Just enjoying the summer. I've been cruising through, spending lots of time in Yakima and at our factory. So
summer where? Summer up. You're in where?
We're in the Pacific Northwest. So I'm based in Seattle. Our factory is in Yakima, Washington, over on the other side of the mountains. We've been hitting our all-time record highs and temperatures there, and trying to set glue and put campers together at the same time has been a little tricky, but we've been having a lot of fun, and we've been doing a lot of company cookouts, things like that to blow off some steam.
Yeah, I love it when these guys say Pacific Northwest. It's like they just group all of it together because it's green and rainy. Like the way we say Southern California, it's all hot and shitty and congested.
Yeah.
We got to loop Canada in there a little bit sometimes too. BC's
really?
honorary, right?
Interesting.
Well, half of our company's based actually up there, and I'm even from up there to begin with. So we all kind of just mingle around.
No kidding. How far away are you from the Canadian border?
An hour.
Oh,
tops. Yeah.
Man, I want to go up to Canada. Do
you need to.
I want to go see it. I want to go to the beautiful forests of Canada and
Aren't they on fire right now?
Yeah,
the fire stops at the American border.
Does it?
Yeah, because they have a fire system that works.
Huh.
I don't know.
Fire suppression system.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Funny you should say that. The hottest place on record the week of the 1st of July was in BC in North America.
Wow. Not
Death Valley for once.
No kidding.
And the day it was going to break the record, the town got taken out by a forest fire.
Oh,
Wow.
man. So are you saying that the people in Death Valley didn't want somebody else to take the record, so they lit a match to it?
It's a little sus, right?
You heard it here first, folks. The conspiracy theories start from the PNW.
Yeah. Oh, we got Sasquatch, we got aliens, volcanoes.
Sign me up. I'm ready.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be there.
And we started the show before we hit record. We started the show with a Frozen reference from Kyle.
Is that what that was?
That was totally from Frozen.
Okay.
And the background of in his recording is got all of those badass Star Wars paintings up on the wall. So I feel like he's our people. I feel like he's...
Yeah, it seems like it, yeah.
This one's upside down, but there you go.
Well, yeah, look at... I'm telling you.
The chat room's already anointed him my brother, or we're twins.
Yeah.
So.
I think
Doppelganger, right?
I think he's 20 years younger than you.
God, at least.
I'm insulted. I'm at least like...
I'm at least... How old are you, Matt? You got to be 75?
Matt is... 73
There's a gray
years
one
old.
that only this camera seems to be picking up.
Matt had more grays, but that Just for Men does wonders.
That explains it. It's so uniform, like it's Sharpied on, you know?
Yeah, well, that's the trick. You got to know which Sharpie, what color to use, where to apply.
Fine point, wide tip, I'm not sure.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
That's funny. That's funny. So, you are
You should
part...
see my pubes.
God damn it. Nobody wants that.
Sorry. I couldn't help it.
From the nostrils down to ankle, you're just pube. The whole thing is just pube.
Right.
Like,
You should see him. That's what I'm saying.
I can see him. It's all over your face. You can tell it's just one continuous flow of hair.
It's like a track.
Oh, jeez.
So, Matt's pubes
I apologize.
Aside,
What are we talking about tonight?
So,
Pubes.
no, we are not.
This is a family show. This is a family
Used
show.
to be. Used to be. So Kyle is here to talk about Scout Campers. So I've been following Scout Campers on Instagram. And if you guys want to, you can go to Scout Campers on Instagram and on Facebook to check them out. You guys have some really, really cool products. Tell me about your background with Scout Camper and how you ended up there and what like the background of bringing us up today.
Man, it's been interesting. How do you say it? I fanboyed so hard I got a job. It's one of those situations, right?
Yeah,
but I've been working in the medical industry for years, doing marketing and PR, but always kind of going back to the Pacific Northwest thing.
There wasn't enough money. There wasn't enough money in the medical industry.
You'd be surprised.
Marketing.
Year,
what do you need to market? I
Exactly.
fell and broke my shit. I got to go to the doctor.
Oh yeah, don't die. I did ultrasound and stuff like that. So it's like the nitty gritty.
That's a huge complaint I have. Not to go on a tangent, but why are there commercials for pharmaceuticals? Like, ask your doctor about whatever. No. Like, why can't he just? Why do I have to pay attention to all these damn commercials? It's because they have that much money that they can afford to buy like a Led Zeppelin song and then just have some lame cartoon,
I don't think it's
dancing pills and shit.
I don't think it's because they have
sitting
that.
in a hot tub out in the woods.
Yes.
Ask your doctor about.
I don't think it's because they have so much money. I think it's because they realize people want a solution, and they think, and people think that there's this global conspiracy, and the solution is that pill. And I'm going to go to the doctor and tell you, the global commercial told me.
Yeah, the global conspiracy is they're allowed to make those commercials.
Yes, nowhere else in the world.
One other place, New Zealand.
Oh man.
Oh really? New Zealand?
Those are the only two
I didn't know
countries
that.
in the world.
I'm sorry.
All
sir.
right, so thank you for the
That's
tangent.
it's the first tangent of the night.
So let's go back, Kyle. You were doing marketing in the medical industry.
Yeah, so I've been doing that for a long time, and everyone kind of gets that whole I've done everything I can. I don't know what else I'm gonna do, but I had been kind of getting back into that camping, hiking life that my dad always kind of dragged me along as a teenager. And you kind of go, "Hey, Dad, why are we going out again? Why are we going out?" And then you hit about 30 and you realize, oh, that was actually fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so but then you can't go like you used to. It's like now you're kind of busted, and it's like, man, I wish I felt like I did back in those days.
Exactly.
But, yeah, that's life. It just always sucks.
So coming around like March, April, I had seen a job posting just for like marketing help. I think it was like an associate or something like that. So I doctored up my resume with all the experience I currently had, fired it over, and then our CEO reached back out to me and said, "Hey, you shouldn't apply for this job. Hold on." And just said PR, marketing, everything needs some help, because we had a great team in place, but no one really kind of doing project management or trying to connect with audiences, build community, all those like different hats, kind of pun intended, that someone might need to wear. So he kind of made me an offer I couldn't refuse, and I came on board at the end of May here. Been having a blast ever since, like learning so much. But I've been kind of volunteering at the Overland rallies for a long time, always kind of just showing up for off-road groups and leading some trail runs. So now it's kind of taken that whole like lifestyle hobby that we are all so passionate about, and I'm getting to actually exercise that with a brand that's new to the market, but our company has actually been around for 50 years.
Oh wow.
So yeah, a lot of people don't know that our parent company is actually called Adventure Manufacturing. We've been around since 1969 in Canada. Yeah.
What is Adventure Manufacturing primarily known for?
Oh, look at me. I'm dancing on the screen right now.
Nice.
How about it? Oh. Here. We'll cut the camera for a second as I switch back.
There you go.
All right. Now, adventure manufacturing has been around for quite some time. And, we originally started that good old brand name Slumber Queen. If you've heard of those campers before,
I don't know them.
Yeah, I mean they're old school. I mean 1969, but there's actually a really nice gentleman. I think his name's Richard on YouTube, but he's been restoring a Slumber Queen, and it's been fun to follow. See, those things are still out in the wild today.
Oh, wow.
And people are just changing the curtains and they're good to go. Change all the upholstery, things that don't age well. We are predominantly known for the Eagle Cap and Adventurer models that are traditional, like RV truck camper units. Been around for a long time. Eagle Cap is that big granddaddy that you see on F450s, right?
Yeah.
Has a bunk bed situation, 2 pop outs, and we've been in this RV industry for quite some time. And about 2018-19, we've been a family-owned business this whole time. Son takes over from father and kind of goes to Overland Expo and goes, I can do this. I can do something cool. We have the technology, we have the know-how, and we decided to create something very essentialist, and it didn't fit in our current camper lineup. We couldn't call it really an adventure. We couldn't call it an Eagle Cap. So we came up with Scout. And really the whole ethos behind it is simplicity, or bring your own, right? And I fell in love with that idea from the outside right away, because as an overlander, it's kind of like, what is that overloader mentality, right? You keep buying more stuff. You want a scuttle, you want all this. Well, when you move on to the next kind of thing, I think, was it you have a Ranger, right? Or you go from a rooftop tent. Well, guess what? I want some interior space now. Well, you got a fridge, you have a stove, you have all those accessories, accoutrements. You just really want a nice warm place to sleep. So we wanted to make a product that could be kind of easily switched out. And then we started looking really into like space age composites, like external body or extruded aluminum channels, like all these fun things that when Scout launched 1 week after the country went into lockdown, people went nuts. We have orders far beyond what we were ever expecting. But the beauty of it too is we have a company behind us who has manufacturing experience. We have a factory that's set up. We already actually expanded the factory, and now we're having the problem of hiring enough people to fill it. And we're here to play the game with everyone else. And in fact, even working with other overland companies like Dometic, Dickinson Marine, all those guys that are out there to try and build something that encompasses all the fun stuff, but nothing extra. I think the number one question I get right now is why doesn't our unit have AC? And every time I try to say it with a smile on my face, like, it's not what you need to bring out into the woods, right?
I don't. Houston, I think we have a problem here. I'm 100% AC, pro AC. That's me.
Well, if you can find me an elegant 12-volt solution, we'll include it as a factory installed option.
I'm not an engineer. I'm just pro AC.
I prefer not to have swamp giblets either. But,
right. Hey, I heard they're playing Coachella this
Swamp
year.
Giblets, yeah.
Swamp giblets.
Their last album was really good. I think
it's not as good as the first one.
It was a departure from the first one, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But so
Swamp Giblets, though, that's pretty good. I like that.
You're laughing at your own joke?
It's his joke.
I got to write that one down. It's going to go on a t-shirt.
You better hurry up and hashtag it before I do.
Yeah.
TM it. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. That's how it works.
And then a lot of people don't know that we also made a full, frame on chassis F550 system called the Overlander last year. That was kind of like the Earth Roamer computer that followed like the same kind of thought process as Scout. Like, how many 12-volt systems can we bring? How much solar can we bring to the game? Because we've been making RVs for a long time. Generators and propane are like the number one thing for everybody, right? And how can we get away from that? Because solar's so easy now. 12 volts, simple system. You know, our Scout campers use the Goal Zero system. Plug the solar panel in, you're done.
Yeah,
everything works. We camp in our campers every time we go visit the factory, the boss and myself, and we haven't actually had to plug our systems in for quite a few months now, because when we park out in the blazing hot sun of Yakima, we charge to 100%, and we're good to go for the night. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And so I jumped onto the American Adventure Manufacturing website, and I'm looking at the Adventurer, and you're right, that Eagle Cap is basically a Hilton hotel on the back of a truck. It's amazing. The Overlander, I'm just looking at this thing, is giant. So this Scout concept came from the boss man. Looking at this and going, we can take everything we've learned and make it smaller and lighter.
Smaller, lighter, and simpler is really the big three for us, right? And then we wanted sustainability. How do we build a product that has less waste to it? Because for instance, an Eagle Cap requires 20, 30 different vendors just to put a wall up, right? So you're working with a lot of companies, you're working with a lot of suppliers, and sometimes. Actually, right now, everyone's probably experiencing the supply chain issues. So Scout's been actually easy to maintain because we work with a lot of domestic local companies to put this together, and just not as many, right? Eagle Cap's great, and I think it's going to continue on, and we're actually going to bring some of that thought process back into Eagle Cap in terms of more 12-volt solutions, more charging off the truck, more solar, so that it can have a longer lifespan, but as well as be less reliant on hookups when it goes into a campsite, right?
Okay.
But that Eagle Cap is it's a house. It's
huge.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah, it's an apartment.
With the Overlander, we've been having issues this year. We actually had to announce that we're going to slow down production on it because we can't get any Ford trucks. Same problem everyone else has. So
yeah. My at work, my fleet guy said, if you think you're going to need any trucks in 2022, fall of 2022, you need to place those orders now.
Wow. Yeah. And it's we have a great relationship with Ford, so we just kind of said, what, we're gonna revisit the Scout or the Overlander anyway, so let's just put it on pause and head back there. Through the winter when we're huddled up and planning for our next adventure. And the Scout we're sold out till next summer right now.
Whoa.
And it's I think I had about 20 inquiries this morning when I woke up from the weekend, and we get about 10-15 a day through the week.
Wow.
People just, how do I find it? Where do I get it? I want it now. Because it seems to check a lot of boxes for people and doesn't have all the extra.
I think that so part of the appeal is that it's lighter and it's made to fit on smaller trucks. What vehicles? So you have the Olympic, the Yoho, and the Kenai.
Kenai, yeah.
Kenai. So walk me through the three models and what they're designed for.
So Yoho is kind of like our light and fast model. That's going to be your Tacomas.
That's what people call me, light and fast. Like I'm Yoho. That's right. That's
Yoho. And it could go on a Colorado, but as you know, a lot of Colorados have the no campers allowed sticker on their door. We actually are doing a factory Ranger. Might need to talk to you about some build up conversation there.
Say the word.
Yeah. And then, we have seen a lot of requests for trying to fit it on a Honda Ridgeline. So
are you serious? What? Are you being so totally serious?
We gotta figure out how to shrink the nose a little bit, but we gotta 2022 refresh. We got to figure out how to fit it on a Ridgeline.
How seriously? No joke. How many requests are you getting for that?
We posted a mock-up on our Instagram, and it was our most liked post of November.
I'm telling you guys, Jose needs to get the Ridgeline. We need to know what this hype is all about.
Yeah, and we had some Gladiator requests too. But I'm worried about those things kind of going like this whenever they get.
Yeah. You put more than a lunchbox in there, and you got a problem.
Then we did the Olympic, and that's more like your F-150s, your midsize. We have a lot of love for the Tundra hull in it. It fits just right in a what's not the Crew? Is it Crew and then Crew Max? So like the short door Tundra fits an Olympic with the tailgate up beautifully. And then after that, we did the Kenai, which is just like everything but the included. It has extra space. It has a mud room per se, like mud room meaning like we have a wet space in the front of the camper, which includes like a either a cassette toilet or even a Thetford style locking toilet, and then a shower room. So it's got everything you would ever want, but it needs to go on more of like a 2500. And across the whole lineup, we always are recommending, you got to check your suspension. You need to make sure you're running like airbags, or if you're going full time, address that accordingly. Because even though these are light, everyone forgets that you need to fit you, your fuel, your beer inside your payload as well, right?
Yeah.
And a good Yoho, for instance, comes around 900 to 1,000 pounds fully loaded, and you figure a Tacoma has 1,200 to 1,300, right? Like,
yeah,
I'd be overloaded if I got in with a Yoho.
Yeah.
No one do the math on that, but
I got to tell you, dude, for years, going back to 2011, I had to buy a truck, and I bought a Dodge Ram 2500 specifically because I wanted to put a cab over camper on it. And my dream was a cab over camper on the Dodge with a flatbed trailer and my Jeep on it. And like, to me, that was the epitome of like, that was the dream. And every time we see somebody, even to this day, anytime we see somebody driving around with that setup, I'll point and tell Tammy he's living the dream. He's living the dream.
You should check out our one of our first owners is the Mortels on Instagram. He drives an AEV Prospector 2500 with an Olympic on it. And they alternate like very full time to then at home. But they do it with their dog and their cat. And that's the same. Yeah. Just full hauling down the road. And I got to spend some time with them last week because we were just doing some maintenance because they started to do some trade shows for us. So we're like, hey, let's polish that up a little bit. Little trail scratches never hurt anybody, but if you're going to be showing it off, and we let them try the Kenai, and the big camper even fit in that Prospector just right. You gotta live tailgate down life at that point, but it seems to haul everything just fine. I was shocked to find out that when you go full AEV Prospector with the Cummins, you actually have a not very high payload capacity left over.
Oh,
so always consider airbags, no matter how built you think your truck is, because it really helps compensate for those sway bars, and you don't want to get that rocking around. But even with our biggest camper, the Kenai, the center of gravity is actually quite low. Raises about 5 to 6 inches when you put our rooftop tent on, but everyone loves the rooftop tent anyway. So we see the boss man's son. He loves going up there. He calls it his fort because he can climb up through the bed and up into the rooftop tent.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen anyone else do anything like that yet either. A porthole access to a rooftop tent.
Yeah. So it's the top end pops up for additional access, right?
Yeah. So we're working right now with Roof Nest to purchase the tents, and then we actually build a tunnel into the roof nest that goes down into the cab. All right. So all you got to do is pop the tent and climb on up. It's a lot of people love it, and it also helps on these hot summer nights. If you open the tent, all your hot air goes.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah. These things look awesome, and like on your Instagram page, you have a couple shots of a Ranger cruising around. Like, I mean, going back to living the dream, part of the reason I bought the 2500 is because there really was no option for a half-ton or mid-size pickup if you wanted to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
At least that I was aware of, and I did quite a bit of research at the time. The fact that you guys have created something that's lighter with this level of functionality, do you think that's why you're sold out for a year?
Yeah, I think it's that and the simplicity, like people aren't trying to take, I always kind of say with Eagle Cap, it's great. if you're going to go travel and you want to bring comfort of home with you, and you're going to be full timing it, like real full timing it, like nomad land style stuff, it's the choice kind of rig. But with Scout, it's really that essentialist kind of, you know, weekend warrior to long, you know, expedition kind of rig. And people are really kind of seeing the approachability of it too, because, you know, big truck campers are a little intimidating. By the time you can get that into a 2500, you got that thing 9 feet up in the air in order to back the truck under it to drop it back down. If you put one of those legs in the wrong spot, the whole thing tips over, you know. And you really want to kind of show everyone like this is really approachable. We also went to the marine industry and took some ratchet tie down straps from there instead that they use to hold boats down onto trailers. Those things are rated for, I believe it's 600 pounds a corner. So, you know, we can hold quite a bit of camper in with overhead.
Yeah.
But it's a ratchet strap. Everyone knows how to use a ratchet strap, or the instructions are included right on the face of the strap. A turnbuckle or anything like that requires a tool, and you got to go back and tension it often or figure out a way to lock it in. And then, you know, we still have that option to remove the camper, whereas a lot of people are dedicating themselves to the flatbed life right now. And I'm, you heard it here first. We're still considering making one too, but you know.
But that's very much a commitment. That's a purpose-built rig.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want that level of comfort and you got that purpose-built rig, that's great. Yeah. But if you've got a daily driver that's a Tundra and you want to go for a 5-day trip and not tent it, this is a good option. I mean, And so going back, you were talking about the payload and preparing the truck and all that. You know, the Scout being 900 pounds, you've got plenty of pictures here on Instagram of people like actually wheeling with it. I mean, if you equip the truck correctly and you throw this thing on the back of your midsize, you can still go hit Mojave Trail. You can still go to the trails in Big Bear. You can still go do stuff.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people will say like, oh, the reason why I'd go with a pop top camper is so that I can save the headspace and, you know, pull it down. We're still within the tolerance of most like campgrounds, national parks, things like that. Once you get it onto a modest truck, you get onto a 3500 with 40s on it, you might be a little high, but you know, it's really about kind of just giving you the tool to get out and enjoy what you like doing, right? I talk with our owners all the time. We have mountain bikers, skiers. I just finished chatting with a gent who's getting ready to kind of go on tour through all the ski runs across the Northwest. So he wants to figure out, okay, I'm going to take the toilet out of my Kenai and I'm going to set up the wet area as my ski rack. So every day when I come in, I'm just loading in skis and I don't have to worry about my loo freezing in the middle of the winter. You know? And then everyone just loves we actually put a fireplace in a camper, and it's not new, you know. The Dickinson Marine, you know, really has become a popular product for the Overlanders too. But, you know, we spec'd it in from day one. We wanted that thing in there because it creates a great ambiance, but also a great like automatic source of heat that's pretty dry. Even though it is propane, it vents out most of the moisture and it's circulating. You know, it's actually pushing that air around, giving you that convection effect instead of just being a hot spot in the corner.
I'm back on the website looking at the I think I'm looking at the Olympic right now. Just looking at the interior, you're absolutely right. It's a level of simplicity it's like exactly what you need, none of what you don't. You can weather a storm in there, you can sleep comfortably. Like it seems like you mentioned it earlier, it ticks all the boxes of you know, even the Yoho, the one that I'm looking at that's more the Tacoma and midsize.
I like the Yoho.
Yeah, it's a super cool bed space, a place to sit down, a kitchen area, a fridge in there. I mean, it's God, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, you know, I've like I said, I was a fan of it before I came, you know, into the company, and it's been fun to even see like the engineering process behind everything and how we're even continuing to re-engineer things. The Yoho is actually my favorite right now because, you can go slap that onto an F-150, and I've been shopping for that new F-150 Tremor package.
Oh.
And what you do is you can actually just put like a drawer system underneath the Yoho to lift it up, because Yoho has a shorter nose height for tacos and things like that. Well, that's about a decked system underneath, and then it sits perfectly on there, so you get a nice couple of drawers full of loading up, and then you got a super light camper on like a mid-sized truck.
Oh my!
You can
goodness.
go have some fun.
I think my vision has just changed. I had the decked in the Tacoma, and it's a fantastic system. If anybody's considering it, you should get it. But the idea of having a decked system where you've got all of this accoutrement, you said it earlier, all of the accoutrement under your tent, your camper, and the camper sitting on top. That's every bit of everything you would ever need.
Yeah, and you're still, I mean, a deck system's a couple 100 pounds. Yeah. So like on an F-150, if you're loaded up right, you're still coming in pretty light, and then you're not a long bed F-350 3500 taking wide corners. You can go hit, the Wobder. I go hit the backcountry discovery routes. I don't know if you guys ever hit those in California, but shout out to those guys. I think they just had their 10-year anniversary, but the backcountry discovery route guys, they do moto trails across states, so they touch pavement like once a day. Oh, wow. It's the whole plan. You guys should check it out, because I think they just did California all the way. So it's a nice, just pre-planned route that's going to go all the way back behind the Saharas. And I did the Nevada route in 2019. You never seen so many trees in Nevada when you actually go at a high altitude. So in Yakima, where our factory is, we're smack dab in the middle of the Washington backcountry discovery route. So whenever we do testing, we just go bang up those roads, shake the bejeebers out of the things, right? And come back smiling and hand it over to the R&D team and said, I broke it. Please figure out how to not break it. And have a nice day.
What are you driving right now?
This is where it's blasphemy. Right now, personally, I got a 4Runner. So I keep trying to convince the boss to let me just like mount a camper on a trailer so I can take it for the weekends. When I go over to the factory, we got a 350 on a good Carly suspension out there. We're building up a Ranger. That's probably going to be like my go-to rig for a while. But I'm shopping. The problem is I'm shopping now.
It's the worst time. Ask Jose.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Ask Jose about his experience trying to buy a car.
No way, Jose.
It's crazy.
No way, Jose.
I think
how many times have you heard that?
Yeah,
on the show. I think that's the first time.
Yeah.
Oh,
today. The listeners are tired of hearing us talk about Jose not buying a car.
Here's the best part is the Toyota dealership that does my I go to oil change at the dealership still. It's actually the cheapest in Seattle. The last time I went there, the owner came back and just dangled a check in my face for $2,000 more than I paid for it.
Wow.
Like,
damn.
And I was like, yeah, but lift and drawer kit and C4. Okay, so maybe about $3,000 less than I'm into it for though. But and then I was like, well, okay, well, what do you got on the lot? Do you have any Tundras? Do you have any? Well, if a Tundra was going for $60,000 for a 50,000 mile, like 1974 edition, not even a Pro, right?
Yeah.
And I have a reason to keep the 4Runner. It's always been my favorite kind of rig, and I saved up every penny I could and jumped into that in 2018. And I have a camper trailer that I still use now, and it's probably gonna have to sacrifice a spot in the garage, but we'll see what other toys we come up with at Scout here in the next couple of years too.
So the vehicles you have at the shop when you go to do testing and stuff, is that stuff? Does the shop own those, or are those ones that other people? Okay, so the shop said we need to buy one of these trucks and throw a camper on.
I get to drive it like I didn't buy it. That's no, we keep a pretty decent fleet. Like I said, we got the 350s actually like the boss's, he leaves it around, and he's got a a Tundra that we've been messing around with as well. We're bringing on the Ranger, and then because we actually do our own delivery and coordination, if we ever need it, we can actually flex in. We have a couple 2500s and 3500s that will pull our flatbeds when we need to deliver campers.
Oh,
and then we just switch them out, and they're more like highway rigs though.
What's the delivery range? Like, how far will you deliver one of these?
Across the country.
What?
I got a request for Australia this morning, and I'm seriously like, boss man, we need to throw some of these in a container and get them out of here.
Yeah, I could see Australians being into this.
The Aussies are into it, man. Yeah, they don't really get truck campers out there either. Like
they've all done the conversions. They do the big flatbeds conversions.
Yeah, they do canopies, right? They do big canopies, and they do lots of trailers. You know.
Yeah.
So I think there's a valid reason to start shipping over there, because these guys got the nice Rams coming in now to Brisbane, so they get 2500s.
Yeah,
the perfect truck for our camper is already being delivered there as a factory option. So
would you, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to, would you talked about not being able to get Fords, would you ever consider on that Overlander changing out the brand to one of the the Dodge or one of the other
I don't work in R&D, but I'm sure it's been an option, and that's why we're taking it back to the drawing board. Is we kind of want to almost make a system that's independent of the truck, because then you also have the option of, hey, you have a 3500. Here's our flat deck option. Here's our camper option.
Yeah,
come on and bring in your rig, right?
Yeah.
So I think some of the best Overland companies, you actually see that they almost develop on a chassis that has a pretty long life to it. So we're probably going to go around that same route, as well as opening up to different options. I'm a big fan of like Sherp Tech style flatbeds and things like that. So we definitely want to go down that route.
What other, I mean, you talked about the Overlander, but what other things are you guys looking for like future state? I mean, are you going to branch out? Are you going to branch out and do trailers, or or is this like the core business and you're going to continue moving forward on this?
So our core business really is campers, but we want a trailer. We do. We want to first and foremost run our factory through its paces and get that second line up and running, because I was telling you, we're ordering out through next summer, but that doesn't include our growth in head count and the addition of the line. So if we get everything sorted out, that's going to shorten that lead time, and then we can focus on other things like revisiting the Overlander and then exploring some other products. Like we think the first thing that's going to complement Scout is something like a toy hauler style flat deck to go along with the truck camper. Have your home, now bring your toys.
Yeah,
I've always been a big fan of the truck camper, or the trailers that actually have a rack to be able to load, like say like an aluminum boat on top, and then say a side by side underneath. So if I get to sneak into the design meetings, that's how I'm gonna pitch it. But we have a huge plethora of accessories that we're trying to launch for Scout in this fall right now. We have Max Trax mounts. We already did integrate Rotopacks onto the back of the body, but we know that we need to do a Max Trax mount. It's just 100%. That's the first thing everyone tries to install anyways. We're going to give a couple different options for the awning as well. Right now we use a Rhino rack awning. It's great, but wouldn't legless be even better? Just fling it out and you're done, walk away. And then we really want to try to just bring more companies into the fold who can offer like options and build out, right? It's no secret now, but I got Scott Brady picking one up here in a few weeks from Overland Journal, and he's going to probably come back with a list like this long of things I need to change. So
this is good, but
yeah. And we're always trying to just think of that next innovative idea, right? AC is going to be one of them, Matt. I'm going to call you. All right. Put you on the spot.
Well, hashtag think about the,
even if you just somehow, and look, I'm gonna hashtag this so you can't steal it.
Hashtag we own it.
Or at least I get a cut. Just duct the truck system. Yeah. Just like a couple of like some kind of like a damper system. Ooh, yeah, right.
Zoning. We're gonna throw some zone control on there. Yeah,
that's right. Then you just run your truck all night. That's it. I've done that before.
Well, and if you're really like, you got what are those the eco power boost trucks, right? Yeah. At that point, you're getting 7 kilowatts. Why couldn't you just throw a window unit? But not everyone's gonna have that truck, right?
A wall banger, yeah.
But you've seen those bucket in bucket with dry ice and fans. Have you seen those?
Swamp coolers, man. Well, that's what I've been looking at.
So you could literally have a cylinder in one corner of the near the Dometic, right?
Go on.
So a cylinder, you've already got your ice in there. Mm-hmm. So at night when you're going to bed, you dump your ice in that cylinder. Mm-hmm. There's an inlet on the bottom and an outlet on the top with a 12-volt Makita drill type interchangeable battery with the fan, and then at the bottom of that cylinder,
you've done it, dude.
And at the bottom of that cylinder, of the cylinder, there's a spigot that goes to the drain. So
what?
So have you not seen the Icy Breeze coolers?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about. I think so you could literally look.
We've solved it.
It's like a bolt-on lid to a Yeti cooler, and it runs on a 2-volt battery.
Yes,
and it's like done. I've definitely talked about that with some of our owners, and I'm just like, hey, is it too
get out of here? Get out of here, you pansy! You don't put AC. What do you need AC when you're camping?
Just go to Alaska like everyone else. Come on.
Well, they got the heater, and I would rather swap the heater for an air conditioner just because where we're at.
Yeah,
it's rarely, if you're in this thing for Southern California at the coldest point of the year. Even in some of the places we've been that have been
like 30 degrees.
Yes, it's still inside. This is warmer than anything you'll ever need. Yes. This with a sleeping bag.
Just to be off the ground. Yes, number one.
Yes. So I would definitely not get for Southern California. I would definitely not get a heater. But if an air conditioner was an option, absolutely.
This is a good point because even then too, your idea still kind of works because the heater uses a 12-volt fan.
Yeah, so all you really need is
just put a freezer pack in the same spot.
Yeah, all you really need is just that heat transfer, and you could inside that cylinder with the ice in it, right? You can run. No, that one. No, I'm trying.
You could run a beer tap. Is that what you're going?
Well, I was gonna go with with a coil. But you'd need more cold water. We'll work on it for you. We'll work on it. I don't.
Does White Claw come in kegs yet?
You just my ears perked up. You start talking about beer kegs.
Yes.
Yeah, White Claw kegs.
Get out of here, Jose. Jose, where'd you come from? Go back to sleep.
Yeah. The chat room's been clowning on Jose all night because he's been quiet. He's tired.
Oh man,
he's tired. He's had a rough day. His new boss is a dick. He's making him work hard.
His new boss is a dick.
Oh no.
And his boss or his boss's boss? Because his boss is awesome. His boss's boss.
His boss's boss.
My boss's boss
is an asshole. So where's the next place? Like, with hopefully with some things starting to open up soon, where could people go to see a scout camper?
Well, a lot of our dealerships across the country have allocated demo units. Do they stay on the lot? I'm not sure. I get a lot of, hey, I bought a demo. I'm like, well, you weren't supposed to buy a demo.
Well, it's either that or they got a demo unit and everybody that works at the dealership is taking turns driving it, so it's never there.
That too. Right, the week before I actually took the job here, I tried to go to a dealership in the area just to I should probably see what I'm gonna work for, and they only had one. But part of my role here is joining the community. Let's go out and have fun with everyone. So I got a couple owners trips that are coming up. So you'll see these things flying around the roads a lot more. It's actually shocking to me for how many units we've shipped, how dispersed everyone is. But I just got clearance from Overland Expo that there's going to be something happening there for us and Flagstaff, even though, it's not going to be like a sales event. We're not going to have a vendor booth, but I'll be present. I'll get to hang out. And we also have...
Will you have a keg?
Yeah, that's basically. I offer free beer to the volunteers.
So there you go.
We've got until Overland Expo to come up with this design that we're talking about for the AC.
Well, we got a lot of friends who are trying to go places. I just had the shop. Now I can't remember the name of them for the life of me. Lethbridge 4x4. They're gonna do an international scout chop, and then put a scout in the back of it and take it to Expo. He's trying to do this in like 30 days. Yeah, he's gonna finish the truck like mid-August, chop the back, basically so it's cab, and then open bed, and he's gonna come throw a Yoho in it. And I mean, talk about payload capacity. We're not sure if that's gonna work out, but it's gonna look great.
It's gonna have the California lean all the way.
We have Scott Brady, Overland Journal, is actually going to be setting a podcast studio in his, and he's going to be at Mountain West and Overland Expo. And then, should the shows come back here to the Pacific Northwest, I'm going to try and get out to the Idaho Panhandle Rally. If you ever heard of that?
No.
See, there we go. They're getting more PR out of me now. But this nice gentleman opened up his farm to a bunch of guys who like to camp in the woods. The first weekend of October, so
that sounds suspicious to me.
So
suspicious.
Horrible.
Come on out to my farm.
Hey guys, won't you come park in my yard?
Oh my God! What was that accent from? What part of Idaho?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, hey there, paperboy.
Exactly.
Y'all can park right here. It's okay. Don't mind the banjo music.
That's more of a like a Creole.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, my God.
I don't know. I don't have good accents. I don't travel much.
But no, keep
Like
going. Do another one.
Yeah, do another one.
Yeah, Waterboy. There you go.
Boomhauer.
Boomhauer.
Yes.
And then I participate in this off-road group up here in Seattle, Avance Off-Road. Avance. Sorry, I like the car. I can never pronounce it right. So as soon as I get the company rig, we have this place called Dirtfish in Seattle. That's a rally school. And they let us cut up the back 40 of their property and turn it into an off-road testing track.
Wow.
Nice.
And we take people out once a month and we teach them how to actually spool their winches. And then we send them through whoops and mud puddles and big up and overs and everything because, a lot of people end up buying equipment and don't really test it out. Mm-hmm. And here in the Pacific Northwest, we have absurdly high search and rescue calls. So
really?
We consider it our part to help the community out. Hey, you got a flat tire? Here's how you can fix it. And we just had Andy from Warren on up there a couple weeks ago, and taught a nice class on how to actually pull everything out, check your winch, make sure it's clean, spool it back up properly, how to get yourself out of hairy situations. And then we just renovated the track, took a backhoe to it, and just dug big ruts and holes out everywhere so everyone can just go get completely muddy, bang their skid plates, see where the limits are, and then they're 2 blocks away from a brewery when they're done.
I'm thinking the Northwest.
Yeah, it sounds like your kind of town, man.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, man. We have like more breweries per capita than like anywhere else in the world.
Good Lord.
And beers, breweries and beards. I mean, it's all you, dude.
It's required. It's the uniform, right?
Yeah.
And then the funny thing, Yakima, where our factory is, Yakima Valley is the #1 producer of hops in the world for regions as well. So our entire factory just smells like fresh beer. It's just flowing in the air. Yeah.
God.
Oh, it sounds gross.
Oh, come on now. It smells better than White Claw.
Thank you.
None of it smells good.
I got one guy that doesn't drink. The other guy drinks White Claw. Kyle, that's my story. That's what I got to deal with around here.
Well, that's the best part. When you visit the factory, we got plenty of places to go try things out.
That sounds like an invite.
Done, honey. I gotta go.
Yep.
Expense it.
Yeah.
I'll throw the expense here on the Trailchaser account. Where's my
look? We're going nowhere fast with that account.
You have my budget of $12. You have if you can get there for $12.
Flights are about that much right now. Yeah. You just have to sit next to 20 other people with masks on.
Yeah. Yep.
But
whatever it takes, man. Yeah. I'll go to Idaho for some barn storming or camping out in somebody's field. Whatever I got to do.
Yeah. Well, and I'm just itching. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Northwest Overland Rally up here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I volunteered at that for years, and the best part is you could just hang out around the fire at night, and your cup would never be empty because I was filling it usually. But
oh man.
But yeah, we have just it's one of probably the best like overland shows that you could go to because you're just nestled up in the mountains in the middle of nowhere. Your cell phone doesn't work. You just get to have fun and meet everyone from the community.
Tell stories about gummy bears.
Oh.
That's a breach.
That's a deep inside.
All right.
Not that. Well, it depends on how deep.
Stop.
Oh, wait a sec. Jose, you're
yeah.
pretty good sometimes.
Are these the sugar-free ones?
Probably.
Preference.
It did. Never mind.
Some of the best late night reading is the reviews of sugar-free gummy bears on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you can save that one for the notes, show notes. I'll send you a link.
Yes.
But between scout campers and those groups, I think we're gonna be. I'm gonna do my best to make my job part of the community as well. Join in on those fun events but also trying to teach the community how do we. The best thing about a truck camper is the most impact you have on a campsite is where your tires were sitting.
Yeah.
And you can pack in, pack out very easily. You can bring the family, you can bring the dogs, you can have fun, but you can also take everything out with you, and you're not sticking a ground tent down. You're not burning a big fire. So this fall is going to be a lot of fun because the event schedule hasn't really filled up yet. So we're going to try and get as many like owner excursions, things like that going.
Yeah. And the other thing about the camper, and I'm only speaking for Southern California because I don't know what it's like other places, but like Huntington Beach, San Onofre, San Clemente, there's all these state beaches with campgrounds, right? And they're primitive campgrounds. You usually
it's a parking lot.
Yeah, it's asphalt. Yeah, and we just lost Matt. He does this every week. He doesn't know how to use the computer.
Bye, Felicia.
He's still on the audio. He just logged out of the video. But
I didn't log nothing. It does this like at the same time every week. At the same exact time.
You're right.
Do you have an update, bro?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know about computers.
He shows up and sits down.
I just mash buttons and then they're just completely shut off.
So did it really?
Yeah. It's restarting.
So, anyways, with all those like those state campsites for the beaches and stuff, you throw one of these on the back of your truck. After work on a Friday, you're down at the beach for a weekend, and you've got
you're golden.
That's to me that's like
half the battle.
It's
right. Convenience if it's already ready to go.
It's convenient and it makes it more likely to use. Whereas you're like, okay. We're going to go camp at the beach this weekend. And so what do we got to load up? What do we got to do? How are we going to do the tent? Whereas if you've already got, all you need is a stop at the grocery store, back the truck up to that thing and go. To me, I would use it way more than, all right, well, I got 16.
Ditch my camper.
Yeah, I got 16 totes.
Hold on, I got to
turn your audio off. There you go. I got 16 totes and a couple tables and some chairs and all the stuff I got to get out. This is like that perfect backup go.
Yeah. It's funny you bring that up. A lot of our owners lately have been posting from SoCal beaches. I've noticed that sharing photos, just backing right up to the spot, being done, and having everything with them. But I think that also goes back to like our use case. I'm still trying to get mine sorted out, but David, boss man, CEO, keeps one loaded in his driveway. And, he doesn't live near the factory. He lives about 4 hours away. So he comes down for the whole week and lives and works out of that camper.
Yeah.
And, we were doing an interview with RV News just a couple weeks ago. And he actually is sitting there kind of counting, like, I've spent almost more nights in the camper this year than I have in my own bed.
Wow.
I was like, that actually kind of means something to me, buddy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You're using it.
You
probably, and, even if it's just flat lot camping, I've done so much traveling across, the West and even have family out in Wisconsin. We try to go visit them once a year, and the ability to pull over and even sleep in a truck stop is, very welcome when you're traveling across this I-90 for 2 days, right?
And it's got a level of security that you're not going to get from a rooftop tent.
Yeah. Well, in a lot of states, fabric can't touch the ground is like the rule, right? So you can't, if you have like a rooftop tent with an awning that drops down, or a roof, you're going to get a knock on your tent and told to leave.
What if you're wrestling?
So, I was gonna say, so you got to keep your pants above your ankles at all times.
I don't know if you ever pulled into those truck stops, but like trucks run all night. The reefers, right?
I thought you were going to go down the wrestling road at the truck stop, but never mind.
Yeah, no.
Next time we'll talk about that.
Oh, Christ!
Well, speaking of wrestling,
You like to wrestle?
No, I was gonna say one of the appeals I kind of saw when I was coming into is between like Yoho and Olympic, but also Kenai, is like you can kind of buy it now as like a single white dude with a beard and be really happy with it. But if you get it with the rooftop tent, you got room for the kids or the mother-in-law, right? You just put her up on the roof.
Oh.
It's got room to grow, and you kind of have choices, or because it's a camper, you're not like stuck with it. We have one family, I think they're called the Wandering Gents, or Go West with Us on Instagram. They still pull a trailer and it's the kids' room.
Fun. Yeah.
And it's like, it makes sense. Like
smart.
Sometimes the solution isn't just us, and I'm okay with that. It's actually a combo unit, and
I'm thinking that could be a permanent solution. Like, just sit that shit out in the driveway and the kids just live out there.
Well, the
go to your room. I know there's no propane left, but go to your room.
Shut up.
The Yoho sleeps 4, right? I mean, it's got the bed on top with the 2, and then the seating area converts to 2. So, I mean,
like 4 of you and Jose, not 4 of me and Matt.
I think you're giving me and Jose a little bit more credit than we deserve.
It sleeps 4 comfortably, and we're even looking at we're putting roof bars on it for 2022, so you could presumably actually put a tent on it. It just wouldn't have the pass through, right?
So you put a ladder on the back and a rooftop tent, so the kids sleep up on top.
Or with the Olympic, you have the tent, you can do a crawl through, and you're sleeping good mountain. One of the things I was laughing is, and it was in some of our marketing photos and never was edited and used, but I think it was genius, was the boss's toddlers pack and play fit perfectly in our Olympic front end. So you drop the table, you put the cushions down, and then the crib fit perfectly off to one side. And I was like, that's actually kind of a feature.
Yeah, it is.
Like young family figuring out how to have like the dog and the baby and everyone like in a comfortable situation, because you guys have probably seen it. Like, you have your best bud and he has a newborn, he's gone for 2 years like that. He's just not coming, right? But if you got something like this, you can kind of bring enough to be comfortable. I've been talking with Edward Shin. Hangs out with Primal Outdoors.
Yeah, we've interviewed Ed. He's a great guy.
Yeah, and I'm trying to convince him, like, you need to go camper life. You got the baby. Come on. And he's out in Vancouver, so it's like a 2-hour drive to come visit us, right? It's like, hey, buddy, I'll loan you one for a little bit.
Yeah,
give it a shot. And it just seems to seem, so far anyways, between like jumping between different models, or at least getting one a little future proof, you can have a camper for quite some time. And we use that airspace polymer, so like the walls of this camper are going to last a lifetime. The mattress inside is going to get flat and divoted out from sleeping in it before the walls start to show any wear and tear. And we're working with companies to continuously increase that R value. This is getting super techy now, but we got about an R value of 3 on it, and we're trying to push it in the next couple of years to even higher.
Well, and with some of the advancements in foam polymers, that's going to get even easier, because it's getting more and more dense on the. You don't need a 6-inch thick wall to get more R value out of them.
No, and the load bearing too.
Yes.
What?
Matt
All
knows.
I gotta do is look at you.
Matt knows.
Started laughing.
Matt knows.
That's not 6 inches, buddy.
No. Question
that's
on
funny
the
that you mentioned that.
question on the Yoho. Can you add the rooftop tent to the Yoho?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
whoopsie.
Okay.
We are still researching it. You know, you gotta imagine. So, load bearing comes from almost surface area out of that material. So.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you cut a big hole in there. What's that change in the dynamics of how it?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the Olympic and the Kenai, we've actually developed a way to do framing, and it doesn't fit on the Yoho as much, but we're researching it. We're doing R&D. It's probably going to be on the Ranger that I'm going to bang up and down the trail to see if the tent falls off one day, because that's how we test. You know, real world. Our
On the
solution
Ranger,
right now is
probably more likely, I would, think.
we'll see. Yeah.
More likely to come off a Ranger than anything else.
Yeah.
And then if someone were to buy one of these, the Olympic, for example, and then later want to add the tent, is that something they can come back to you to do after the fact? Okay. Sorry, you broke up there. I didn't catch that. We'll have to revisit that another time.
I am not going to tout it as an option for sale today, but currently on one of our test trucks is a gasket kit, so it would be swappable. Our concern with that is then everyone would kind of try to bring their own tent too, and we really it's like when you're doing that, the camper is basically going back to the factory and going down the line again to get sealed down.
Oh, okay.
But we do want to have that opportunity available for people.
Yeah, because that to me, you talk about longevity and expandability, right?
Mm-hmm.
So today,
retrofitment.
Yeah, today I need the Yoho because it's just me and my wife and my 5-year-old little daughter. And as she gets older, now I don't want to get a new one. I love mine. I just want to add the rooftop tent capability,
maybe a little pop out the side, like a dinette set, and
then we're gonna add on the back end, extend it 3 feet, put a new kitchen in,
a den with a big screen.
My wife is gonna want to put some backsplash along the kitchen, right? I mean, my wife, she'll redecorate this thing 100 times.
I've seen people doing that already, putting backsplash along the back of the sink. And I'm like,
wow.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Fancy.
I guess
you never know who's going to come over.
Yeah.
Always
be ready.
Nights.
Yeah, we've even had some people making their own seat cushions and stuff like that. I've just been like, I think there's an opportunity here. We need to make like a Pendleton special edition camper or something.
Yes, or what's Tesla called? The Tesla plaid?
Metal plaid.
Yeah.
We need to call it the Sasquatch model. Everything will be in shag.
Yes!
Oh, wow.
And then you and Matt would get lost inside and be like, where'd they go?
It'll look like the sheepdog from Dumb and Dumber going down the highway.
Yes.
Shag on the outside, too.
Yeah.
So with production, like, what's the lead time if you're next in line to get one? What's the current lead time on these things?
Next in line, or if you ordered one today?
No, like if you had been, you're in the queue.
You ordered one in 2019.
Yeah. If you're in the queue, what's?
So, our actual time on the floor is okay. I guess this is mixed. So production time actually takes about a month to a month and a half, but that includes receiving metal and sending metal out to powder coat, everything like that. So time down the factory floors is about a week. That being said, we're 10 to 12 months out right now.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this, but with the extreme heat in early July, we had to slow down a bit. So we're pushing a couple orders right now in September. I apologize to anyone who's listening to this. I will send you many swag items in your camper when it comes.
The guys were getting hot in the back. You could just get them some fans. Cool down, keep working.
It's
we haven't developed the air conditioning solution for them yet, Matt.
Yeah. You know what the worst part was glue doesn't set at that temperature, or it sets faster. So we had guys putting their glue guns into the freezer for half an hour and then running out and doing campers.
Wow.
So we were working around it, and then we're doing some supplier changes. And again, we want to domesticate as much as possible. So as we go through that, we have to cycle through inventory and everything like that. But the relief is coming. I'm hoping one day I can announce we're going double time now. Yeah.
So if I were to order a Yoho today, would I start making payments on it now? Because I'm thinking if I ordered it now and started making payments, like it'd be paid off by the time I got it.
Yeah, you should just start buying Dogecoin now.
Okay.
By the time
this is a family show, sir.
Yeah, I am not a financial advisor.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, no, it's we don't do any of the financing or anything in house either. But we're starting to work with some dealerships that are more in the overland space that might. But then our traditional RV dealerships do as well. But you don't pay for it until it comes. There's a deposit, and then you get a production timeline, and we keep you updated the whole time, so that you're not going and buying a new truck, Jose, like way too early. You can take your time buying a truck. Right. But we also we built in a 10% overhead on all our production for quality assurance, things like that. So every time we finish a run and everything goes perfect, flat out had one fall off a truck once.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
When everything goes perfect, we get to call out 10 or so happy customers and say, guess what, you're early. You're the next contestant.
And then the 11th guy is no, we're still working on it.
I fell off the truck. No, it's been a lot of fun, and we do have dealerships again who are always kind of keeping an eye too on who's interested in when, where they might even offer like, hey, you mentioned that you wanted to save up a little bit more, so if you switch with this guy who's 2 months out, I've heard some great stories already in the owners group doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. We actually have one that just got loaded into a shipping container, is going to go tour Europe for the next 2 years.
I heard Ford's doing the same thing, and you could swap and get a Nissan. It's great.
Yeah.
Great deal right now.
They dropped the ball on my Bronco order, so I was offered a Ford Fusion. Yeah.
I'll take
it. Same.
Yeah,
so I take that thing four-wheeling every weekend. It's great.
It's probably the same snafu I do with my email with you this afternoon, where I put the wrong letter in because I put an order in first edition, and
they didn't get it.
Come like April, I was like, I should have been like contacted by now to do my build and everything like that. And I contacted the dealership. They're like, "Oh, you're Kyle." Whoops. I was like, you know what? After reading the news, I'm good. I'll wait a bit.
Yeah,
I'll wait for the warthog, right?
Yeah. It's and every. I mean, I know you're feeling the pain of supplier and manufacturing issues, but I mean that's across every industry, everybody's feeling it.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
Construction's having it, technology's having it, so it's it's the new normal.
It has been crazy, and one of the things that we did, like I said, coming from the healthcare industry and a bit of software, is I kind of came in and said, hey, we should digitize things, which is shocking. The RV industry as a whole is actually kind of 20 years in the past. They're like, computers? Cool. But David, our CEO, is all about, bringing the business into the next century. And, he really wants to, kind of get things rolling. So the nice thing is we forecasted so far out, we can actually start ordering things way ahead of time. Right. And seeing that supply and demand. The downside is we didn't see a pandemic, so
yeah,
kind of screw the pooch on that one.
I don't think many people forecasted it.
No.
Well, look, man, you've been super fun to talk to and hang out with, and
Likewise.
I am way excited about this thing. Like I keep scrolling around the Yoho, going back and forth, especially because they've got pictures of it on a Ranger, and I'm like. Trying to think about, because there was a period of time where we've been talking about trailers. We've been going down that trailer route for a long time about some of this stuff, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's the route. Cost wise, it's about a wash. You know what I mean? And you don't have to pull the trailer. So
it's almost like additional wear and tear. It's a pivot point. It's a lock point. So I have a trailer now, and I love it. It's still, I almost want to, like I said, keep it and use it as like my toy hutch behind the camper, right? Because, I have a certain Australian camper from a company that has a very American tagline.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and the rack on top is perfect for kayaks and mountain bikes and all that fun stuff. Extra fridge, extra propane, barbecue. Like, who wouldn't want that stuff anyways? But then being able to leave it behind is awesome, right? And with the 4Runner and everything like that, a trailer has been a blast because, yeah, you can set up base camp and then you can go chew up some trails and not lose your house on top of your 4Runner. Yeah. But there's something, as I was going through more and more trails and trips with the trailer, I found I'd rather have everything on 4 wheels.
Yeah.
Especially for those long haul trips where I'm, booking down to Expo.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to hit the truck stops, being able to, fuel up a couple times and just get through traffic and be done, or stop and have lunch and go to do some work, check your emails at the table. It's something else. And I think it was Scott who was talking to me. He's like, there's a certain point where no matter how much you like going outside, you want to bring some inside with you.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's I'm like, okay, I get it. How many times have you, especially up here in the Pacific Northwest, like our camping season stops in like November, and then it's snow camping season. So you change your entire setup and your expectations. You don't have to have a fridge anymore because you can just leave the hot dogs outside and they'll freeze solid.
There's no such thing as snow camping season. I think you just made that up. That's not a real thing.
Oh, just did it. Just did it in February. It was great.
There's a rule on this show, and it is if there's snow on the ground, turn around.
Turn right around. Nobody needs to camp that much.
There was snow on the ground, and we tried to do it with a Sprinter last winter. You guys got come on.
Oh my God! Snow
that
on the
Sprinter
ground.
high centered
Turn
and
around.
6 inches of snow. But
Snow on the ground.
Turn around.
Turn around. Order a pizza and drink some beer. Watch some movies.
Yep.
There you go.
well, if you had a scout camper, you could just not turn around and watch movies right there where the snow's
exactly. You just pull over.
There you go.
You get to like the 5,000 feet mark in Big Bear, and you're like, nope, pull over.
There you go. No, I'm just gonna spend the night here.
Turn on
your little Dickinson marine heater with your little ambiance fire.
Yeah.
there you go.
You could do the Deadpool with the rug. Right?
That's awesome. All right, man. Well, look,
yeah.
Everybody, please go check out Scout Campers on Instagram and Scout Campers on Facebook, and you can see all of the stuff at scoutcampers.com. I'm very partial to the Yoho, but I've got some convincing to do before I go down that route for sure. Anything else, man? You've been fantastic, dude. Anything else before we head out?
No, I'd say, give us a follow. Send me any questions you have. I'm the one checking the DMs, so keep it PG there, Matt. But
he knows you, dude. He knows you.
If you see a scout in the wild, tag us because we're so new. I like to see them out in the wild still. Send me all your pictures.
Awesome.
At Scout Campers on Instagram and everywhere else, and keep an eye out for more fun stuff to come, guys.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. You have a good night.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
All right.
I bet you're going to do too legit to quit right there.
What was it?
Too legit to quit.
Dude, that was a lot of fun, man. That's I'm legitimately excited about this thing. I do think it ticks a lot of boxes like you talked about.
Yeah, it's I definitely like outsider coming in. I've had a lot of fun with the R&D team too because I still get to poke holes in everything. I think inside baseball. I think the awning needs to change. It's like 10 feet up in the air when it's on a regular truck, let alone a lifted truck.
Yeah.
But you could do like an ARB slide out style awning, and then you could have a drop room and be very happy.
Yeah.
Or I've been talking to some of those like legless awning guys out there trying to get something figured out.
Mm-hmm. And I like the way you have the website set up where you can just like build in price. Do you need a fridge? No, I already got a fridge. Do you need?
Yeah, you can delete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's pretty awesome for $20K for a well equipped camper like this. Yeah, it's That's a good deal, man.
And no vinyl to worry about.
Yeah.
I get everyone asks like, oh, you're so expensive compared to 4-wheel campers, and when you actually do like a Hawk shell versus like the Yoho, they come out pretty comparable for a hardwall. But yeah, that the deleting options was again kind of the idea of like, well, if you already own it, why buy another? Right?
Yeah.
If you already got an ARB fridge, well, we recommend Dometic. Bring your ARB. It's the same plug. That's the funny thing about Mr. Brady's is he deleted everything.
Yeah.
He's getting a shell, but he's using it as a project, right? Like he wants a clean slate, kind of build it up from there. And then with some of the builders and stuff like that, there'll actually be some changes there soon, because I am like currently about to launch a new website, hopefully on Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
But the builder stays the same pretty much. Like just updated graphics. It's all going to live in one server now instead of right now. It's like 3 different systems duct taped together. But still telling that story. And, really, I guess the new site, the big thing is more inspirational. Like, hey, why did we go simple? Right. Mm-hmm. Kind of explaining ourselves a little bit.
But I think it's, for me, like it's perfect. It's like I can't imagine. I'm scrolling through. I'd love to see one in person, but just scrolling through the website, like looking at the images, it's perfect. Like I don't know that I would need any more than that.
Yeah. Are you guys going to Expo?
We haven't even talked about it. We were supposed to be there last year in a booth.
We've been trying. We've been trying to make it. Yeah, we've been trying to make it.
The last 2 years, we've been trying to make it. That last year we were supposed to be. We had just finished up the 4-wheel Adventure Expo in Costa Mesa, and the next one was Overland Expo, and everything dialed in. Time off work, everything dialed in, and then it
all
got
lockdown,
shut
right?
down. Yeah,
because they snuck that in right before lockdown last year, didn't they?
Yeah, it was right. It was like
February.
End of February.
Yep.
Yeah, I was in Phoenix, like at In-N-Out Burger when they announced lockdown. I was like, I better get home.
I don't know. I don't know yet.
So I talked them into giving me 25 camping spots.
Nice.
That was like, so I haven't told the owners yet because I'm just gonna invite owners.
Should we stop the live stream? Just edit that. We'll edit that right out of the show. We're gonna pause.
I thought you said you already cut.
Well, we stopped the. I'm gonna hold on, pause. Okay, live stream is paused. Live stream is paused. So now
that's good. I mean, so any owners listening, there. So they do allow group camp, and that's gonna be my first gift to our owners.
Oh wow.
It's hey, if you can make it, tickets paid for.
Nice.
Come camp.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So it's gonna be our first jump in because with Expo, something like 1,500 booths, and they've been sold out for 2 years now.
Yeah.
I came on board marketing. I'm like, hey, where's our Expo spot? They're like, what Expo?
They're like, what's that?
What is Expo?
Because we're still very much an RV company at heart, right?
Yeah.
And they don't know how do I say? Our marketing team before didn't know what they really stumbled upon when it came to Scout.
Well, I think it's an awesome product. I'm definitely looking at, want to dig into it more. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking forward to catching one of these out in the wild and checking it out. So if you find yourself down in SoCal, man, let us know. And I think Matt will probably be knocking on your doorstep to smell some of that beer factory.
That fine hops.
Yeah, fine hops.
I mean, I'd prefer if you brought some than my having to smell it on you. But,
Well, and I'm serious, too. If you guys want to come visit the factory, that's totally allowed. We're not announcing it to, owners yet. Because, the sheer amount of DMs for can I come by the factory? I'm like, oh my God, no! Wait, you're from Maine, we're in Washington. You're not going to drive out here for that, are you?
Yeah.
You
feel obligated to entertain.
Man, I'm should I pay for your hotel room? Are you flying out? But if you guys want to come and visit, and there's I'm trying to set up media loaners too. So if you want to do a long-term loan or something like that, that's always an option if you want to try before you buy.
Okay.
Media only access so far, but eventually I got this guy in Seattle who wants to start a rental fleet of them.
Oh, cool.
I think that would be interesting. He's trying to. Here's the curse, and I kind of laughed when he said it because this is like 2 weeks ago. He's like, I'm going to put him on a bunch of Tundras. And I was like, good luck.
Yeah. Where
I was like, you're not going to be able to find a bunch of Tundras.
Define a bunch.
Yeah.
If you're lucky to get one.
And let him know not to rent to anybody named Tim.
Uh-oh. What'd Tim do?
Another
boy.
story.
Are we paused on
I paused the live stream.
It's still going, bro.
Is it? Oh, I hit pause on here on the feed. All right. Well, we'll have to tell, we'll have to tell that story later. We'll have to. That's a whole nother.
Yeah, it's still live because you just commented.
Yeah, Tim just said, "Don't rent it to me." Don't rent it to me.
Oh man.
All right, man.
You're gonna have to take this down and cut so much of that off, man.
Yeah, I will.
You said you paused it.
I did. Right. I totally paused it on the feed. I've never had to pause it before.
Okay, well, anyone on the stream,
you're the first person
DM me for a loaner.
Yeah, you're the first person to say
4. That's it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that, and we had to change direction, and then we actually tried to pause the feed.
I did. I hit pause on the live feed on the YouTube studio, and I'm looking at it, and it's paused. But you're right; it's still going on the feed. So I'll figure it out.
It just paused your play of the feed.
I guess. I guess that's what happened.
Computers,
So I will be putting together the we'll get this edited and ready to go. It gets uploaded Wednesday night for download on Thursday. I'll put together some social media posts for you, and I'll email you all of that information, and then we'll start promoting the show on Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon ish, and feel free to promote it however you want. And if there's anything else that we can do for you between now and then, please do not hesitate to reach out.
No, I mean, same thing. Anything else you can think of, let me know. If you guys are going to be in our area or up to Seattle, I definitely could take you guys on a tour of either off-road spots or brew spots. Your choice.
Why not both?
You want to see 3 Folganos in one day? Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
That's the beauty of
Is
the
that a euphemism for brewery? Yeah.
No. Explosions and brews at the same time.
Nice.
Sounds like a Friday night to me.
Yes. It's got the Bee. The Earth's got the Bee Gees, right? But I sent you a batch of like generic. Well, I mean they're not generic. Some of our lifestyle photos.
Okay.
So if you need anything else, or I sent some logos too. Let me know.
Perfect.
But you can badge up and rack up whatever you want, or steal from our Instagram. Whatever you see fit to fill in the show notes or the posting.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'll promo this all over the place because we haven't had marketing or PR department in a year and a half. So
technically, you still don't.
Whoa!
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
It's just me. And also
don't give us any credit.
I was just gonna say,
anything,
don't expect much. No.
The boss man. I was like, hey, David, like CEO, I've been here like a month. Do you want to do a podcast with me? He's like,
what's a podcast?
He's like, what's a podcast? But then he's driving down to the factory tonight, so he's like, I'll listen in. So I'm probably gonna get a phone call in like 10 minutes.
Sorry, dude.
Whoopsie. But yeah, I'm trying to get Scout out in the community and join along. So also, if you guys have anything, especially like charitable or anything like that, never hesitate to reach out, and we definitely want to join in, send some swag or
awesome,
get a camper out there. We got lots of California owners, so we can tell them to come represent.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, all about participation. So and hopefully we'll see you guys at a show soon.
Yeah. We need to put Flagstaff back on our radar, even if we just go to participate. Just whatever.
Yeah, just to show up.
Yep.
You should. Have you reached out for like media pass?
Well, no, we haven't. We haven't even thought about it. We've been so busy. Like I said, last year we were actually going to set up in one of the booths of our title sponsors, and it just everything fell through. So I haven't really thought about it since. So it's something we can look into for sure.
It's sneaky this year because it got the green light and when it normally would have happened, right? And it scares me to think that now it's going to happen in May. So it's like we don't have that much time to plan for it next year. But yeah, no, for sure. Hopefully we'll see you guys out there.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, dude. You have a great night, and we will we'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Yeah, see you, man.
All right, super cool, dude. What do we want to talk about? Do you want to talk about anything?
You guys been willing? Then no.
I just read a report on the Ranger overheating. Oh no, the Bronco Sports overheating. They have an overheating issue.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And some recalls. But whatever. We don't have to talk about that.
Well, we can end the show. We got an hour of show of just the interview, or unless we have some topics to talk about tonight. I don't have any topics or anything ready.
No, that was a good interview. We should
Okay. I'm totally good with that.
Yep.
All right. Hey, live feed. Thank you guys for showing up. We don't have any topics for our second segment just because we've all been too busy trying to live and make it through the day. And I've been talking since 7:30 this morning, and my throat's killing me. So, all right. So we're gonna end the live feed, and then we'll release this. And you guys, as always, the 15-20 of you that show up every Monday night.
Every Monday. Thank you.
Do we want to talk about the potential of moving this to Tuesdays? There's been some discussion.
Is it a potential, or we're doing it?
Nah, we're doing it.
Okay, so
Damn.
So we're
starting next week.
Because of some scheduling conflicts, we're going to start moving this to Tuesday nights. Probably starting next week. I specifically, this was the last Monday night interview we had scheduled. I turned off all of the booking opportunities for Mondays just in case.
All right.
So
Tuesday nights.
All right. So we knew Tim says he just got Mondays off. How funny. We better figure out how to get Tuesdays off now. All right, guys. Have a good night, and we'll catch up with you guys later.
Thank you all.